So now we on chapter number 17 of the Super Dragon Ball Heroes manga. Remember, this video is part of a series on the channel. There is a link in the description that will point you to that playlist, and we are going over all the chapters until we get to the most recent one, which is in the Ultra Guide mission. Quick reminder to drop a like if you're new, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those post notifications. That way you can be reminded every time I upload a new video. Now the title of this chapter is called Few. The one pulling all the strings awakens as the Dark King. This chapter opens up with these two mysterious warriors whose names are Salsa and Poutine. They're looking for Toa, which they have lost. They realize they're not going to be able to find her, so they're trying to find the other warriors, Goku, Vegito, Gohan, Pan, all of them. Meanwhile, it pans over to Few, who is actually in contact with the old Dark King. Because of that dark factor that Toa put into Few, he's able to have a direct line to the Dark King. Few, recognizing who this might be, he said, "You were in the memories of all those different histories." The old Dark King that says, "There's no need to know. I am you and you are me." The old Dark King goes on to say, "If you wield this power, then the universe and time will be ours." Notice he didn't say yours, he said ours. Going on by saying, "Now lend me your body and together let us envelop everything in the darkness." As this factor gets closer and closer to Few, he says, "Sorry, I'm not interested. This power is a different story. Allow me to indulge in it to my heart's content." Basically, Few told the old Dark King that, "No, you're not going to use my body. I'm going to use your power, and you just gonna have to deal with it." Meanwhile, outside, Mirror is trying to fight Vegito, and he's really getting his butt handed. Vegito says, "With this power, you're nothing." With Mirror already knowing this, he's saying that if I can stop you for just a moment, that would be enough. Indeed, a moment is all he needed because Few started awakening from his chamber. A whole different outfit. Narration calls him Dark King Few. Vegito looking at him smiling. Remember, this is Vegito made up from Capsule Corp. This is not the time controller version of Vegito. He's noticing that Few has changed, his ki has changed, and something about his overall appearance has changed. Few looks over to Toa and he says, "Toa son, no, should I call you mother instead?" Which Toa bows to him saying, "No, my Dark King," to where Few just says, "Hey, stop that, like, relax." Goes on to say that for a long time he was lost. The meaning for why he was born were the roots. He greets Toa by the word mother. He says he has to thank her for creating him. But he also tells her that he has no interest in becoming the position of king. He doesn't want to be the Dark King. Thanking her again for allowing him to use this power. He wants to resume his experiment. Meanwhile, the scene switches over to the Xano warriors. Xano Goku is saying that it's getting hard to breathe, much harder to breathe. And Trunks is saying that we need to find a way out of here fast. Pan, meanwhile, saying it's no use, he can't even stay conscious as she begins to close her eyes. Everybody panics, and Trunks realizes that he don't have any power, he at his limit. This is when somebody mysteriously saves them. Meanwhile, the scene switches back over to Blue Vegito fighting against this new Dark King Few. Telling Vegito that no good, I made a hole in the universe tree. He comments on this marvelous energy. Realize it's hard for him to control it. First he needs to capture him. Talking about Vegito, as he spawns this huge hand to actually try to catch this guy. Toa, looking on at this battle, she comments on the power as well that Few is releasing, and saying that the old Dark King was even able to pull out this much power. Few is truly a wonderful warrior because he is comprised of several warriors. Few, on the other hand, comments that Vegito's pretty fast, but how about this, as he spawns a whole bunch of seem to be spikes and all down on Vegito at one time. And Vegito knows that he can't dodge all of them as he begins to get hurt. Breaks all of them with a keyblade. Even at this point, Few realizes and he commends Vegito because he says, "Even with this new power, I still can't get rid of you." Likewise with Vegeta, he realized that this is even more troublesome. He can't even get in a few hits of his own. But then he's ensnared by this prison. This was actually Toa's doing. He tells Few to go on with his plans and she'll try to hold him off as much as possible. Saying that if he used this dark energy from this dark factor to provide the universe tree with nutrients, then he should be able to revive the tree. Vegito, who's trapped in there, realizes that he can break out, but she's also using whatever's covering him as a means of attack. In other words, death beings are trying to attack Vegito while he's already trapped with that mysterious energy. Meanwhile, Few, going back to the universe tree, he's going to go ahead and enact his plan and complete the Big Bang mission. Out of nowhere, another fusion warrior comes to the fight. Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, comprised of both Xeno Goku as well as Xeno Vegeta, who are trying to realize how did they escape the prison that she made for them. Another mysterious warrior calls out to her, saying that she the one that freed them. Vegeta looks at these three mysterious warriors and he's like, more of them? Who are these guys? One of their names is Domingra. As he realized another king has been created. Time controller version of Trunks, he's trying to figure out, has the seal been broken for the old Dark King? But basically, to make a long story short, Dark King didn't have that much life energy to actually break the seal. But since that dark factor which retains the Dark King was put inside Few, made Few the new Dark King, whether he wanted to or not. Thus released all these different other demons that you see now. I was telling Trunks, look, the power of this guy is going to be really hard to beat. You're going to need us as much as we need you. So even though they're enemies, they must pretty much be friends for the time being. In the meantime, Toa and this mysterious girl who wants to remove Few as the new Dark King begins to fight. This leaves Mirror to try to attack Domingra. This other guy gets in the way, and I believe his name is Chamel. My version of Vegito is just hella confused right now. He don't know what's going on, who these guys are. He's telling the time controller version of Vegito that he's tired of them making a mess and he is interested in their power, but he must go ahead and do away with this because he has to finish this experiment. Wanting these two hands to actually capture Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. Vegito breaks out of this using his limit breaking form of Super Saiyan 4. Who inquires about Vegito's new form, saying, is this what the doctor was telling me about with limits broken? Vegito wastes no time, he goes on the attack against Few. And in a punch, which was guarded, the key seems to be burning Few. Few comments that he needs to stand from a distance and actually fight him with his form, so he keeps spawning these hands to actually catch Vegito. He was successful, he was able to actually capture him. This is when Super Saiyan Blue version of Vegito comes in the attack, and Few is just wondering, why isn't his fusion wearing off? Maybe he's still preserving his power. With that, he thinks of another plan, engulfing this black light substance on his leg and arm. Vegito suddenly stops because he realized he can't access his power anymore. Few comments that these are energy suppressing gauntlets. Now with the time controller version of Vegito as well as the Super Saiyan Blue version of Vegeta captured or rendered useless, he goes to the universe tree and he begins to use his new power to try to reactivate it. Time controller version of Vegito breaks out of the hand that he was used to capture with. And Few, he's not gonna let him do this. As he rushes towards him, another tear in space-time occurs. Out comes it is Broly in Super Saiyan 4. So now Broly has made its way onto the battlefield. Things are about to heat up. Let me know what you think about this chapter 1 being the worst thing you've ever seen to 10 being the best one you've seen. I'll give it a solid 9 because I did like all the other fights. We didn't see that in the promotional animes, I know that for sure. If Few fought both Vegitos, I don't think he fought both of them at the same time in the promotional anime. That was pretty nice to see. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to leave a like, of course subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications, that way you can be reminded every time I upload a new video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.